What really made Blake Lively suddenly pull back her subpoenas against 3 YouTubers? And what does this twist reveal about her explosive legal battle with Justin Baldoni? The fight between Lively and Baldoni started in December 2024, when Lively sued Baldoni and some related people in federal court, saying that Baldoni sexually harassed her and tried to get even with her while they were making the movie It Ends With Us. According to her complaint, the production company and its related companies did not address or fix the abuse after she told them about claimed misconduct on set. Along with these main claims, Lively says there was a coordinated attempt to hurt her reputation and silence her. In her new complaint, she says that the defendants hired a crisis communication specialist soon after she told them about her worries on July 31, 2024. Court records show that this company's stated goal was to start what the expert called an untraceable social media campaign across platforms, forums, and media sources. Lively thought that this campaign was part of a larger effort to get back at the accused and protect their reputations at the cost of hers. As a result, the case went from being about harassment at work to a much bigger, more important legal battle involving not only people in studios, but also PR firms, social media networks, and the complicated ways that digital influence, image, and power work. Part of the discovery process was for Lively's lawyers to send orders to both large companies and other people. They said their goal was to find links between what they called PR-driven campaigns and people online who might have spread negative stories about Lively. 3 people who make their own material were targeted: Cassidy O'Connell, Mackenzie Folks, and Lauren Knighty, who goes by the YouTube name Lethal Lauren 904. Big sites like Google and X, formerly Twitter, were served with subpoenas that asked for very private information. This information included financial information like bank account information, credit card information, and payment and earning records. It also included IP addresses, login and account metadata, and other information that could connect public comments to the alleged smear campaign. Lively's team said that these subpoenas were very important to making their case. They said that getting this kind of information was a normal part of civil discovery procedures, and that the goal was to build a web of proof connecting Baldoni's camp to people who make content online and maybe even bigger media or PR channels. The objective was to find out if these makers were working alone or as part of a larger plan to hurt Lively's public image. When such broad and invasive subpoenas were sent out, there was instant backlash. The writers who were named fought back with lawsuits and public statements, especially O'Connell and Knighty. In court, O'Connell said that the subpoenas had no evidence or sound legal basis. He called the effort a witch hunt for discovery. Knighty said the orders were unduly burdensome. She said that the demand for her private financial and account information had nothing to do with any wrongdoing and was instead an attempt to harass and scare her. Commentators, people who support press freedom, and people in the community of online creators all said bad things about Lively's legal approach. Many people said it set a bad example of a famous person with a lot of money using her money and the court's power to possibly shut down or scare off smaller, more independent voices. Many people thought the subpoenas were less of a legal way to get proof and more of a way to silence free speech and stop people from looking into things or commenting on them on their own. Also, it looked bad. Critics said Lively was abusing her fame and money to get too close to producers who didn't have much power. Some of them were just commenting on or covering public events. The case was more than just a court battle. It became a hotbed of arguments about digital privacy, free speech, the influencer's role, and the power of powerful people to shape or silence public conversation. Lively's lawyers told the court in a letter on July 26, 2025, that the subpoenas for the 3 YouTubers had been dropped. Based on what the creators had already said in meet and confers, public statements, and/or their moving papers, they said that no further information is required from them at this time. That is, whatever the creators had already given, whether they did it willingly or through their responses, was thought to be enough. The letter also made it clear that the withdrawal only affected those 3 authors. It didn't mean the end of the investigation as a whole. Other subpoenas were still out there for bigger names in the media, PR companies, platforms, and more content creators. Lively's team made it clear that subpoenas are legal tools used for discovery and not charges of wrongdoing. Legal experts and critics saw the move as a strategic recalibration, which means a narrowing of the scope rather than a retreat. It seems like Lively's team knew it would be illegal and hurt their image if they kept asking small, independent creators for very invasive data, especially since they were being criticized by the public and facing legal challenges. By taking back the subpoenas, they avoided a court decision that could have been bad for them or more bad press, and they were able to keep focusing on what they probably see as stronger or more important leads. The decision to drop the orders against the 3 YouTubers was likely based on a number of factors that worked together. First, legal pressure and lowering the risk. Once the creators fought back against the subpoenas by filing motions to quash and claiming that the requests were too broad, it became more likely that a court would find them unreasonable or invasive. Lively's lawyers didn't want to fight that battle because they might get an unfavorable ruling that would limit their future discovery choices. Instead, they seem to have chosen to fix the problem, which took away a source of disagreement and uncertainty. Second, worries about image and public relations. It was very bad for your image to go after small, independent creators who might have just been commenting on a public case. It could have been seen as an abuse of power, a way to bully someone, or an attempt to silence criticism. Any of these could hurt Lively's reputation, especially since she has already accused someone else of harassment and abuse of power. Taking back the papers helps quiet that criticism. Third, how well the strategy works. The letter to the court makes it sound like what the 3 creators had already given through public comments and court documents was enough for Lively's team right now. If getting more information from them wouldn't add much value and would cost a lot in terms of legal, public relations, and moral issues, it makes sense to give up and move the resources elsewhere. Fourth, pay attention to goals with more value. Reports say that the main court case is still going on, with more subpoenas and discovery requests going out to more important people in the alleged smear campaign, such as social media sites, PR firms, well-known people in the media, and maybe even groups with a closer connection to the defendants. By taking a step back from the smaller creators, Lively's team may be focusing on what they think are the most likely sources of proof. Taking back these papers doesn't seem like a give-up or concession. Instead, it looks more like a change in strategy. The withdrawal is partly good news for the 3 content makers who were being targeted, as well as for many others who were watching. It took away the instant threat of giving up very private information. Still, the fact that they were ordered in the first place should serve as a warning. In high-profile cases, people who aren't involved can be dragged into the court process just for giving their opinion or writing about public issues. The event caused a lot of discussion among online content creators and media outlets about issues of power, privacy, free speech, and how smaller content creators can be hurt when famous figures sue them on digital platforms. Many people said that the fear of subpoenas, even if they are later withdrawn, makes people less likely to give their own opinions or look into cases involving famous people or sensitive lawsuits. The withdrawal doesn't really change the main path of the case from a bigger picture point of view. There are still the main claims, which are sexual harassment, retaliation, and an alleged PR-driven smear effort. The hearing will still happen on March 9, 2026. But from a strategic point of view, the choice to withdraw these particular subpoenas may show that the law has changed how it works. By focusing on what may be better and more relevant targets and narrowing the scope of their investigation, Lively's team may be able to build a stronger, more defendable case while minimizing the harm to other people and the damage to their reputation. Also, the event has bigger effects on how digital media, the culture of influencers, and legal responsibility all work together. It makes me think about some big issues. Should independent content makers be subpoenaed just to talk about or look into public conflicts? How far can court discovery go before it violates free speech and privacy? This is especially true when financial, account, and metadata information is being sought. And who looks out for smaller artists when big people use legal tools on a large scale? If you're enjoying the breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more updates just like this.